Hey, middle school students, I'm Mrs. Beach, and for today's Think About It Thursday, we're going to be learning about elections around the world. Get ready to hear from some of your teachers about their countries and how elections work there.
Hi, I'm Miss Swanson, and although I'm not from ancient Rome, I do know a lot about the ancient world, and so I wanted to tell you about two places we often think about as the start of democracy. One, Athens, Greece, with an actual democracy, and Rome, which had a republic. In Athens, officials were elected only about 100 by direct democracy, meaning everybody went to the assembly and raised their hand for who they thought should win. More officials, about 1,000, were actually elected by lottery, meaning anybody in town could have been the official for that day. In ancient Rome, the system is more complicated and more like our own in that Romans are going and electing officials that represent them. Romans would do this in tribes called centuries, and they were divided into centuries based on how much money they had. Unfortunately, the way Romans organized things, the wealthiest centuries went first, and the poorer Romans voted last, which meant lots of times an election could be decided before the poorer Romans ever had their say. Although we think of both of these places as democracy, power of the people, and republic, the public thing, it's important to remember that in both places, democracy wasn't so widespread. It was only available to male citizens. No women, no foreigners, or people who are not considered citizens were able to vote.
I am Senora Taylor and I'm from Peru. In Peru, the president is elected for a 5-year term and cannot be re-elected. Voting day is always on a Sunday, and Peruvians 18 years old are required to vote. So you don't vote, you get a fine. Um, in Peru, voting is not only a right, but an obligation.
Hi, I'm Ms. Henkla, and I'm from France. French elections are different from elections in the US, specifically the presidential election. We vote twice for that role. There are usually more than two candidates, usually 6 or 7. So the first time we choose the person we like best among the 6 or 7 candidates. Then the two people who got the most votes advance to what we call the second round, and we decide who we want to be president between these two people. The person who is elected president then is the person who got more than 50% of the votes. Another big difference between France and the US is that in France, we vote on a Sunday. So that's the day when most people do not work and there is no early voting. So everybody votes on the same day.
Hello, I'm Miss Reina and I'm from Panama. In Panama, elections are held in May and it's held on a Sunday because most places are closed on Sunday, so it encourages people to go vote. Because we have so many political parties in Panama, the person who is elected to be president usually only gets about 30 or 35% of the votes. We also vote for the vice president. So it's not like in the United States where the person who's running for president chooses their running mate. The vice presidents in Panama, those who want to be vice president, they're named on the ballot and we choose them separately from the president. And there are times where the vice president and the president are from different political parties.
Hello, everyone. My name is Senor Hoyos,
And I am Senora Mares.
and we are both from Spain. Elections are held every 4 years, just like in the States, and people vote on a Sunday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. By 9 p.m., the results start coming in.
So when people go to vote, they don't vote directly for a president. Instead, people vote for a particular party to represent them in Congress. The party that has the majority in Congress then selects a president.
The current president of Spain, Pedro Sánchez, is the leader of the Workers' Party, also known as PSOE, which didn't get the majority of votes in the elections, only 28% of votes. This percentage may seem small to us, but it's big considering that there are more than 14 political parties.
So here's a couple of fun facts. The day before the election is actually known as the day of reflection. On this day, no election advertising can be broadcast so that people can decide their vote without any direct pressure.
Something really cool as well is that we also have a monarchy. That means a king and a queen who swears in the winning candidate.
And that's it for Spain.
Oi, Westminster. I'm Mrs. Florette Faraday, and I'm from Brazil. In Brazil, elections are usually in October. If you are 16 or over, voting is mandatory. And if you're not in the country, you need to either send your explanation as to why you didn't vote by mail, or in my case, I usually go home and I explain why I didn't vote. Hope you're excited about our elections coming up on my birthday, November 3rd, next Tuesday. Nice chatting with you, and I'll see you around. Bye.